What's going on, guys? We are live again. Today is Sunday, February 26th. We are about done with month two of February. Everything's been pretty good this year so far. My bad. I messed up my thumb like 2 minutes before we went live. Kind of hurts. Anyways, everything's been going good. 2023's been going good. You know, like I said in my last stream, I I announced that I'm doing my second show June 3rd. So stay tuned. If you don't follow me on Instagram, where you see most of my updates, where I'll be updating what I'm eating, be updating what I'm doing in the gym, and just giving y'all just that motivation. I know you guys like that motivation, so I'm gonna give you guys that motivation. Anyways, today's episode, right? So it's Sunday. Every Sunday we do Father's Talk. Today's episode is going to be a really funny, really cool episode. I am actually waiting for my guest, or I should say guests, because I'm gonna have two of my best friends on here. We're gonna chat it out. I got some questions for them. But in the meantime, I'm gonna talk to you guys. In the meantime, I'm gonna talk to you guys and uh just give you guys an update on how everything's doing. All right. So when it comes to bodybuilding, let's talk about my journey right now. So I'm moving into my second show. June 25th would make 2 years. Well, it would make one full year since my first bodybuilding show, right? So I guess I couldn't really consider myself a bodybuilder unless I competed in a show, right? That's what a bodybuilder does. They compete in shows. So uh, I guess I would make June 25th my bodybuilding anniversary. So I'm pretty excited to compete again. I think that what's going to happen next in this prep is going to show me a lot about myself. I'm going to learn a lot more about myself. I think every time you do this, it's like a different experience. It's like you just learn something new every time, and I'm excited to go through it once again. And I hope that you guys stay with me throughout the whole process. I'm looking at about 13 weeks. I got my notes right here. I'm looking at about 13 weeks, starting from March 1st, 13 weeks out. So everything's gonna go smooth. I got everything planned out. I got all the meals that I'm gonna eat. Everything is planned out day by day. All the supplements that I'm gonna take, how my meals are gonna change week to week, and when they're gonna change. How I'm gonna get myself down to single digit body fat percentage. I've done it before. I believe I can do it again. I don't think the process. I mean, obviously, as you get better and as you do better shows and you gain more muscle and things like that, you do have to change the way prep is done. But for my application, I believe that I can do pretty much what I did last year and still, be competitive and possibly come out on top. So um, I do believe that I work hard at at bodybuilding. I take it very seriously when I'm in the zone. I take it very seriously, and a lot of the people who follow me enjoy the bodybuilding that I do, and I spend a lot of time on posing. I spend so much time on posing. If you guys are wondering, anybody who's I see one person in the room. Anybody who's wondering, I'm waiting on my guests for today's episode. Today's Father's Talk. So I interview fathers, um, and we pretty much get the lowdown on what it means to be a father and things like that. So two of my best friends are fathers themselves of multiple children, and I got some really juicy questions to ask them today, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. But until then, we're waiting on my first guest, and When he joins the chat, we'll go ahead and start the show. But in the meantime, I'm going to talk to you guys about my bodybuilding journey. So, bodybuilding to me is it's an art form. It's an art form, but it's not only an art form when it comes to being on stage. it is it is a way to reveal what's truly underneath who you are. So during the process of a contest prep, you're going to be changing the way you eat. You're going to be changing the way you train. And every single rep, every single set, every single day counts towards the final product. And you can't take a, you have to take in consideration every single day, every single set, every single workout, every single rep. And I believe it's actually really good for oneself if you really look at it. And if you apply this principle to pretty much any facet of life, I think that you can do anything successful, right? So, you know, bodybuilding is, you pick a date, you pick a show, you understand how much time you have until that show, you break down that time into segments, which are like they're phases, right? That you want to take your body through, and you build out the instructions for each phase. And normally, you do this with a coach. And in my first show, I had a coach, and I also had a posing coach as well. There he is. He just joined in. I'm gonna go ahead and add him to the room. Without further ado, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Hey,
How
bro.
you
It's
doing?
been good, man. It's nice to see you, man. It's been a while. It's actually been a while, I think, since we talked. But we always chatting in the group chat, and we always chatting. So, but
Yeah,
I pretty much already introduced the stream today. I'll reintroduce it. So today is Sunday. Is Father's Talk, where I interview fathers and I talk about fatherhood. We talk about masculinity. We talk about manhood. We talk about children, society, kids, and we just go into all kinds of things. Today, I have my special guest, which is one of my best
hey,
friends growing up, and I'll let him introduce himself. So go ahead.
well, my name's Christian. Right now I go by Wise. I'm a father of three. I got my son, he's 5 years old. My other son, he's 4 years old, and my little daughter, she's 15 months old. And I'm a married man, so bam,
That that
bam, boom.
that man's married. That's a title right there. So he's not only a father, he is also a husband. So put some respect on the name.
Let's get it. Put some respect.
Put some respect on it. So, all right. So I am gonna let the chat know that uh I call Christian or Wise. I call him Moose. We've always called him Moose since we've been growing up.
Facts.
That's been his name ever since. It doesn't matter how long his hair is. He's always been Moose, and he's always going to be Moose to all of his compadres that we all grew up with. So if I do call him Moose during the stream, just know that his name to me is Moose. So
That is I.
all right, cool. So I mean, we can hop right into it. You want to just hop right into the questions? We could just go ahead and start talking.
Yeah, let's get it
All
going,
right,
man. My kids are in the room playing. My daughter's taking a nap. This is a perfect time.
all right, cool. So today's episode, bro, I want to get the good, the bad, and the ugly
All right.
of fatherhood. I want you to let me know the real deal. What's it truly like? How guys are going to be watching this, playing it back. I want to know what you think and how you think, right? So the first question is, how important is it that you spend time with your kids?
I feel like it's extremely important.
Okay.
It's it's definitely top priority. Um, if you don't spend time with your kids, you can't really call yourself a parent, I would say, you know.
You're right.
Um, Me myself, I didn't have a father growing up, so I could just, use my imagination to what it would have been to be grow up with a father. So I
Mhm.
try to do my best in my kid's life to be there. You see, be there as much as I can every day.
That's awesome, man.
As they grow.
Okay.
Extremely important. That's number one priority.
Number one priority. So
Number
what do
one.
you usually how do you usually spend time with your kids? Is there something, is it a structured thing that you do and it's like, okay, we have this activity, or is it more like a free flow kind of play environment and you let them kind of like, figure things out, and like how does that go within your household?
Within my household, it's all freestyle, man.
Freestyle. Okay.
Yeah, I freestyle it. I let them grow and develop and make mistakes and do things and not do certain things. If they do the same thing over and over again, I got to correct it.
Right. And
The
that and
putty,
that's
I don't know.
and that's kind of how life is, right? That's like
Yeah,
it's really how life is. It's like a play on wheels, and you get it wrong, and you fix it, and you learn how to do it better, things like that. So I think I can really appreciate that style.
yeah, that's me. That's how I like to do things. I don't like to hover too much. I don't
Yeah,
like to be over them just constantly. I just tell them one time, see what they do with that information. They can make the mistake. They can not make the mistake. It's on them. All you have to
right,
do. I'm not gonna be holding their hand the whole way, but I'm gonna be
yeah.
there to make sure they don't fall.
All right. So I got a question. Like, do you ever get hype when you see them do something like really smart or really intelligent? Like, do you ever get like super excited about that?
Yeah,
Right?
all the time. I remember the other day, my son told me all the planets in the solar system.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow,
he knows them in order, just
that's
because
insane.
he's into that now. He's
Right.
4 years old, so
That's honestly pretty cool, man. Like
yeah.
that he's able to just know the planets. And but do you think that he has like a full concept of what a planet is, or is it more like this is what it is? Like does he like see like space documentaries and like read like space books or something?
Well, he sort of got into it. YouTube obviously
Okay.
is a big factor in many kids' lives, I would say, in this day and
Mhm.
age. YouTube definitely put him on. He saw some like cartoon of the solar system, and then he saw that we have a solar system and that there's
Right.
planets in the sky and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I go into it with him and let him know that we live on planet Earth. It's a big planet. Sometimes we'll go outside and look up into the stars and he'll point out, he'll be like, "That's Venus, that's Jupiter, that's Mars."
Right.
He doesn't know if that's them, but
Yeah.
he has like an
He knows
understanding
it's
that,
somewhere out there. Like honestly, he's probably
yeah,
he's probably not wrong. Like he's probably like, yo, it's in that direction. So
that's right.
that's pretty cool, man. Like I could have I'm trying to think back to when I was 4 years old, and like I don't even know if I had a concept of that I was like that there were planets and things like that. Maybe I did, but um that's pretty cool that like he's understanding that at his age, how big the world is and the galaxies and things like that. So
Yeah.
you might have an astrophysicist on your hands. You
Listen,
might,
he may
you might,
just stop liking dinosaurs tomorrow or planets. See, I don't even know. He
right?
might just stop or continue. It's all on him, man.
Right.
I just let them do what they want to do.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So I want to go into the next question. All right. So this is going to be another lighthearted question. So I want you to be bluntly honest. If you didn't name your child's current name, so if you didn't name your child's current name, what would you have chosen? So you go ahead and just let them know the name,
All
and
right, so
then what would you have chosen if that wasn't his name?
okay. So my oldest son, his name is Ezio. He's not my blood son, so I didn't have a say in what his name would be and all. But honestly, I wouldn't change his name because I feel like it's unique, and so is he. Like he's
Right.
very he's just his name is just flows. That's him. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I would change it to anything else. So that's
Okay.
that one. Second, Zion, my second son, 4 years old, blood, right? I named him his son. I named him Zion. So I think I chose the right name. You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
think
my
I
little
think you did.
yeah. So yeah, he's good, man. I can't change that name. That's a tough question, man,
Right?
because it's like once it's designed, there's like
It doesn't register, like another name doesn't
yeah,
even register.
I can't even
I
like
He doesn't even look
his
like
name is
anything
like
else
an
too.
embodiment of him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
and my daughter, her name's Nazanin. Me and my wife actually got that name up together. It's Persian for sweetheart. And
Okay.
I can't change that. You know what I'm saying? That's one of a kind. Nazanin Rose.
Yeah.
Like that's just and she's a precious little girl, you know. She's a sweetheart. I Veto. I ain't answering that. Their names are their
Ah,
names and I wouldn't change it for anything, man.
I could feel that one. I could feel that one.
It's
Hey,
tough,
so we
yo.
got we got Brandon in the chat. Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to the chat, Brandon. Another one of my good friends in the chat.
He actually gave me the name Moose.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the
Brandon
creator.
actually gave him the name Moose, and like it stuck ever since then. So, welcome to the chat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't only have Brandon, but we also have
Yeah.
DJ Galaxy in the chat. What's going on, man? What's going on? Anyways, appreciate that feedback, Moose. You know, I think the names when you name, I think names are very important when you're naming children. I think names give power. Like some people think that names are just arbitrary and it doesn't really matter, but to me, I believe that when a name is given to you, you should respect it with high regards. You know, you should have a lot of intention when naming uh, a person. You know, and that name is going to carry with them, you know, for the rest of their life. So they should also look as they get older. They should know that they should hold their name in high regards as well. You know what I'm saying? I think that really attributes to like a person's character. You know, I was named after my great grandfather and my grandfather. So like my name is like of like my ancestors basically, like people that came before me. So I take a lot of pride in that. And I think you know, all their names are very unique, and they're gonna be like very unique kids in school. Like people will be like, yo, like I've never heard of them before, you know. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you gotta do this.
So Brandon, DJ Galaxy commented, in the year Affinity War came out, 12 people in the world were given the name Thanos at birth. That's insane. So like people
That's
people
crazy.
do people do go crazy on the names.
Yeah,
All right. So the
that's
next
right.
question I have, so now that you're a father of a little girl, now I want to ask you this question, and I want you to think, I want you to give me your honest, you know, answer with this. How should fathers protect their daughter in this world? Or how does that look?
What is a man protecting his daughter or a father protecting his
Or
daughter?
like what does it look like? You know, what kind of things that what kind of things run through your head when it comes to, you know, you see your little girl, and then you look at the world, and you look back at your little girl. What's going through your mind when it comes to like the way you want? I mean, obviously, you know what I'm saying, there's only so much you can do, but
Right, right.
while she's young and while she's in your care, until she's old enough to like you know, go on her own, how are you going to go about, or have you thought about what it was going to be like to protect her?
Um, I feel like in terms with the world and my daughter, I would just, obviously like to do my best to protect her from being exposed to too much at a young age.
Right.
Nowadays I see girls that are 12, 13 years old and they have like a full set of nails on and like makeup and, high heels and a lot of these younger, you know, little girls, honestly, because, you're 12, 13 years old, acting like they're in their 20s. And I feel like, um, especially with things like the music industry and like movies and all that, I feel like they're almost forcing a certain type of look that should
Right.
be achieved. And I just want my daughter to be, as innocent, sweet, just sheltered from that.
Right.
As far as other people and individuals, I just gotta. Can you not cry, baby? You're okay.
He's being a father right
You're
now.
good.
He's father's a
You're
full-time
good,
job,
right?
man. It's
Bro,
a
are you
full-time
okay?
job.
Okay, you're okay. You want to get up? Okay. All right, you guys play together and behave. Squad,
Squad.
squad. Um. So yeah, man, it's just doing my best to be able to control what she visually sees and
Right.
hears.
And
At
that's
least
getting harder
controlling
and
that.
harder. That's getting harder and harder
Yeah,
nowadays.
it's extremely hard. But I feel like when it comes to the first thing we said, it comes to being involved. How much time do you spend with your children? If you spend as much time as you can with them, then you're in control of what they're able to do. Say, can y'all not fight over that? He got it now. You got the rumble. You just need your daddy right now. Okay. All right. So
You gotta love it.
yeah, man. As long as the more time you spend with them, the more time you have to be there to see what they see. It's not only what I see, it's what they see. I can't control the outside world, but I could control my household. And the only way they leave my household is if I take them outside, to a place where I choose. It's not like they have free will of reign to go and explore and do whatever. So I just feel like it's just doing my best in making sure what they see is positive.
Right.
It is good to show them some of the negative because you don't want them too sheltered to a point that they wouldn't know what to do in certain situations or how to deal with certain feelings. Like feelings of pressure, especially for girls.
Right.
Growing up, I don't want her to ever feel like she's pressured into being a certain image or having to do certain things because that's what's portrayed in media
Right.
or that's what she sees, her friends doing or, whatever else that may be. Um, so yeah, that's how I would end that question, I would say.
I respect it. I
That's what I hit
respect
you
it, man.
again. Okay, so this what you're gonna do, right? Baby, look at me. You don't cry no more. And ignore him. Go play with something else. Okay? Don't play with him right now. And if you want to play with you, tell him I don't want to. Okay?
That's what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
you definitely nailed the hit the nail on that one. And I want to actually go into the next question that I have for you. You actually like made it a good segue. So um I wanted to ask and I wanted to ask if you agree or disagree with this next question.
Give me one moment, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. I got you. We're gonna go on a little pause real quick while my boy Moose does his thing. He's a daddy. Being a daddy is a full-time job. I completely understand. I'm saying when you gotta watch kids, you gotta watch your kids, man. And kids can be a handful. I was a handful when I was a child, and I bet he has his hands full, right? He has a full house, and he has to be the one to set order and bring order from chaos, right? If you leave kids to do what they do, you leave the kids to their own devices, uh somebody's gonna get somebody's gonna get hurt, or somebody's gonna trip over something, or all kinds of stuff. So definitely definitely a full-time job, and something that I've always thought about this, even as a young guy, right? About how would it be like for me being a father? Would I be able to teach my child the lessons that I'm learning? Like how would I be able to, like, okay, I think we're back. All right. All right,
Yeah, to
we're back.
piggyback off your said,
Yeah.
you'd be an amazing father, bro. I
Oh,
just
you
want
were
to throw that out
listening.
there. Yeah, I got my headphones in.
Okay,
You'd be an
okay.
amazing father, man. I feel like
I appreciate it, man.
you definitely hold a lot of strong characteristics as a good gentleman, you know. And I feel like the best father figures are gentlemen, you know.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. It's definitely crossed my mind a lot, and I, you always reassess it, and it's never going to be something that you're all like 100% prepared for. But when it happens, I do believe that I'll do my best then and there to become the best that I need to be for the children that I bring into this world. So I wanted to segue into the next question. You mentioned something in your when you answered the last question. I wanted to ask if you agree or disagree. It's fine. I want you to just give me your honest opinion about this question. Do you believe, as a father, as a man, as a husband, do you believe that you have the final say in your household when it comes to making important decisions?
Yes.
So obviously, you're with your wife and you guys come together and you guys, figure out what's the best route to go down. And but at the end of the day, you believe that, if you want to go left, left is going to be the direction that we take, or if you're going to go right, right's going to be the direction that you guys have to take. And that's pretty much how your household runs.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the household, I feel like me and my wife definitely come together to weigh out the options. But I feel as far as the final outcome, it's on me. I feel like
And
there could only
yeah,
be one captain to a ship, you know, and the
exactly.
you know, predominantly, I feel like the captain is a male just because of the way we're able to handle situations. Um, you know, I can't go to my wife and stress about bills because if I tell her what I'm stressing about, now she's like, "What do you mean? Why are you stressing? You're supposed to." That's you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So
So it
yeah,
is it is really up to us in order to like what I've expressed to you in the past. I've said this many a times, and it's you as a man, as a father and as a husband, you are the ship that your family is using to sail across the ocean. And like if a ship needs to get to the other side of the ocean, you need to be airtight. You know what I'm saying? Like there's going to be things you know that happen, but you need to be airtight. You need to make sure that, okay, the ship's not going to go down. The ship ain't going down. So I definitely do believe in that, and I believe that as a male, you should be the head of your household, like like the way it's always been, and lead. You have to
well,
lead.
it's been like
You
that
have
for a reason, you
you have
know.
to you have to be able to step up and take charge and press on, lead, and guide your family to victory. Whatever situation, right? It could be something very simple. So cute. It could be very simple as, just going to the park, or something more trivial like, your son's first baseball game, or like whatever it is, your son's first loss, and something like that. You got to be able to coach and mentor and like guide them and like understand, okay, this is what we got to do with like, and you know that it does take a lot. And especially, uh I'm really proud of you for doing what you're doing, because as you said yourself, you didn't have a father growing up, so you pretty much have to recreate this image of a concept of a father to yourself, and become that image, right? So I'm very proud that you're doing that, man.
Yo, big shout out to Uncle Phil. I learned a lot from him. You know, TV dads was definitely a big part of my life growing up, man.
You talking about Fresh
They,
Prince?
yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
They show you like, yo,
Yeah,
these are the things, the qualities you need to have.
right. Yeah, you definitely learn a lot from some of these better shows that, and that's the way TV shows used to be. They used to actually teach you something, man. you
You
actually
learned
used
a
to
lesson,
you actually
you
used to
know?
get a lesson. You know, it's almost like, damn, like, is that how like my father would, like, you know what I'm saying? And you actually learn something. So today's TV, you know, it's always about pushing some kind of mindset on somebody, or like making somebody convincing somebody of something, and less of actually teaching somebody a lesson, right?
Yeah.
So uh I'm gonna go into the next question, okay? So, and I want you to be specific with this, okay? What other things do you believe that you have to learn? Like, you have to pick up these skills and learn them to yourself in order to teach your children.
Are we speaking of skills that I don't know myself yet?
Or yeah, I guess you would. I guess you wouldn't have them, or skills that you need to sharpen and perfect. You know, whatever you believe.
Skills to sharpen for my children to succeed in life.
Because the best way to teach is by example. You know.
hmm one a very important skill. I feel like my children should learn, even at a young age, is how to cook. Because you know you need to be able to take care of yourself. You
It's
can't
the
take care of
same.
yourself, you can't take care of others. I needed to learn how to cook myself at a young age because, like I said, I have a father growing up, so I was in a single mother household. A lot of times she had to work, so with that, I had to learn certain skills at a younger age, like cooking. So I feel like cooking is something very important and detrimental, especially in today's world, because it's so easy to just get some fast food or go to a restaurant
Yeah,
or
it's
go,
real easy.
or call your mom and be like, "Hey, mom, I'm hungry," and your mom cook you up something. It's definitely important to be able to have some culinary skills. Even if it's just a pack of tuna, some ramen, or whatever it is, you got to cook it up and sustain yourself.
Right.
I feel like a very important lesson, or see, it's a lesson, no, a skill. A skill would be financial stability.
Okay.
I feel like it's very important for,
Let's open that
uh,
one up.
yeah, I feel like it's very important for kids to know about finances better at a young age than an older age. Um, Me myself, it's something that I'm still working on to this day. Every day I'm trying to get better with my finances, whether that be how money is coming in, how money is going out, where money is going to, opening lines of credit, getting that situated in whatever order I see fit, best for me and my family.
Mhm.
Um, like life insurance. Life insurance, especially when you have children, is super important.
Mhm.
Um, God forbid, no one ever wants this, but God forbid your child passes before you do, and you don't have anything, on, coverage or anything like that. God forbid I lose one of my kids. Life insurance is super important because that would, definitely take care of a lot of the expenses that come with loss of life. So it's just good. I feel like just anything that has to do with finances to show to your children, especially if you yourself, I'd say like me myself, I didn't grow up with much money. So I'm doing my best now while I can to make as much money as I can. And then once I know how to make it, that's what I would teach my children because I want them to be able to succeed and be able to have their own streams of income and
Right.
be financially successful. Because it's important, especially with a family. I have to make sure that my lights are never cut off. I need to make sure that there's always food in the fridge. I need to
Mhm.
make sure that I could buy my kids clothes every few months because my kids grow. They're very they're growing. They're babies.
Yep.
They're 5, 4, and 1. Um, so yeah, that's very important. I feel like.
It takes a lot of money management. You know, you got to be able to understand that, look, I can't go out and go buy this because later on I'm going to need to put this money towards something else, or this money could have gone here, and etc. And you know, as you learn those lessons and once you hone that skill, be able to just manage yourself in the finances, you could impose that and teach your children that, so that when they get to even a fraction of our age, right? You know, back when we were like 14, 15, 16, they're like on a whole nother level. All their friends are like, yo,
That's
like
the goal.
how do you do this? How do you do that? And like, yo, my dad taught me how to do this. Yo, check this out. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
you definitely want to teach them financial skills as well as culinary skills, being able to sustain themselves, knowing what foods to eat when they're sick as well. A lot of
Yeah,
people go straight to medicine, like a lot of people go straight to drugs when all you really need to do is eat some healthier foods, or like maybe some
some
lemon water,
herbs.
herbs, ginger, some spices, and you could definitely cure like pretty much almost any kind of sickness that you're going through. So be
Yeah, right
definitely
now my
teaching kids
sinuses are
that.
stuffed. I'm just waiting on some garlic to get here from the store. I'm gonna put some garlic cloves in my nose. Boom, get that congestion out.
Right. That's
Remedies,
remedies, man. You got to know them household remedies. We from we from that era where
you
we
know,
had our grandmas like grinding up like all kinds of powders and
powders
concoctions and
and
stuff,
herbs and flowers
herbs.
and
They'd be like,
dried up
drink
fruits.
this. What is this? Just drink it.
Uh,
So that's good, bro. That's good. I want to move into the next question. All right. So next question. Okay, this is going to be a tough one. All right. The next question I have for you is, what will you do when it's time to let your children go? When it's time to let them go off into the world, be the human, be the person that they've always, were meant to be, let them grow, figure that out on their own, and live life on their own. Like, what do you think you will do once that day comes? I'm talking about your youngest, when your youngest is ready to go too.
my daughter's ready to like be no man. You know that's tough.
It's gonna happen. So it's
You
like, you know what I'm
know,
saying. You have to. I know as parents, I've heard like a lot of parents say like, oh no, they want their kids to stop growing or like stop getting so big, stop being so big. But it's an inevitable. And when life, when you're dealing with life, you have to accept the inevitable, accept the things that are gonna happen, and just how you're gonna deal with them. So I want to know, like, from your opinion, how do you think you'll deal with letting your children go off into the world and be them?
well, um, I feel like I just need to know they're in a safe area. You know, they have
Safety.
a safe environment.
I like that. I like how that was the first
Um,
thing you said.
yeah, I need to make sure that wherever they go, first of all, I'm never letting go because those are my children forever. This is a
Okay. Yeah.
24/7 job. I'm never gonna retire from being a father because
Yeah.
I'm a die a father.
Right.
So let's throw that out there. First, safety. Need to make sure they're in a safe environment because you wanna let them make their own decisions, obviously, but you want to steer them away from certain things. Which
Hmm.
comes with being with them every single day. Hopefully throughout the lessons until it's time for them to go, they're already at a point in their life where you don't have to worry as much
Hmm.
because you've done good at your job as a parent, so you know that the adult that you've created, because at one point they were going to be adults, is has a good head on their shoulders and will see the right from the wrong and feel the energies of the good and the bad
Mm.
and will steer their way in life through what is meant for them. I don't know what's meant for my children, only they
Right.
know when it comes to that point. As far as me, shoot, I would love for me and my wife to just hit the islands, you know, take a little vacation, enjoy some time for us, because I feel like with parenthood, it's the hardest hood out there.
Right.
So I feel like after getting some relief of knowing you did a good job when your children are adults, I feel like
Mhm.
it's good to cut back and relax a little bit, you know, um, not having to stay up until somebody gets home because I'm gonna stay up for my children to get home, things like that. And yeah, I definitely want to let my children know that I would only be a phone call away, no matter what happens. I would drop anything for my children, make sure that whatever they need, I can make happen because that is my job.
It's important. That's really
It is very
important.
important.
You definitely need to let your kids know that you are a phone call away, and if
Hmm.
anything, and being creating that setting that boundary as well, but also letting your kids know that like you can come to me with your problems. You can come to me with your problems, you can come to me with your issues, and we could talk. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a really important thing to do as a father, because your kids are going to go through things that it's going to devastate them. They're going to go through breakups, they're going to go through heartbreaks, they're going to go through failures, they're going to go through embarrassments. They might be like, they might go through like some bullying episodes. They might be the bully, who knows,
They
like,
bully each
you
other
know what
right
I'm saying?
now. You
so
know,
so there are things that your kids will have to go through, and it's really good that you maintain that positive relationship with your children, and so when they get older, they know that, like, look, I can call my dad and go talk to him about X, Y, and Z, and I know it's always going to be a very informative conversation. It's going to be a very organic conversation, and I'm going to get something out of it, right? So that's very very important. And man, I had another question for you, but it's slipping my mind, and it was a really good one too. If it comes back to me, I'll ask it. But
for sure.
um, so tell me like just the day to day. I like actually tell me about the first time you seen your child get born. Like, were you there? Were you there when Zion was born?
No, I actually did not witness any of my children be born yet. Uh, no, I haven't. So yeah. For my daughter, her birth, I was working at a Publix warehouse, and I got very sick. I actually like threw up all over the warehouse floor and stuff, and I had like a stomach virus, whatever, what may. And
Mm.
at that same time, my wife was going to the hospital and gave birth, and I was not there. So that was unfortunate.
So that is an important thing to talk about too. As men, we are, because like you had to work. You were working for a reason, right? You weren't
Yeah, I was
just
working
working
80 hours a
just to
week.
work. Exactly. Like you were working. You were bringing that money in, right? So uh, that's like one of the things that as men we're expected to do, is to forego any situation, unless it's dire, forego any situation to go and bring home the bacon, to go out and go get what we need, go get the resources and bring them back home. So it is unfortunate that you didn't get to see that happen, but without, it doesn't go without saying that, obviously if you were there, it would have still been, a great experience for you. But as men, we have to be able to go out and do what we have to do under any circumstance, right? and
Yeah,
and it definitely just goes to show the level of character that you have, and just how important it is that you take care of what needs to be taken care of, because I'm sure during that time, you know you could have easily just not gone and just suffered whatever consequences, but you were thinking about the future. You were thinking about, damn, like I physically cannot lose this job at this point in time, because then I have a newborn. This newborn needs to be fed. This newborn needs babies. Like, she needs X, Y, and Z. So you made a critical decision in that moment, and it was for the survival of your family. So I definitely applaud you for that. And I it definitely is something that a lot of men don't get recognition for. So I'm recognizing you.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? You did what you had to do, and unfortunately, that's the world that we have to live in, and it's always been that way. A lot of people would make the argument that, oh, like, why would you work in and stuff, but unless you're a man in that position, and you have the pressure beating down on you, you're never really gonna know what
Never go.
the
Yeah.
you're never gonna really know, right? So,
I feel
um,
like men
yeah,
go through a lot of trials and tribulations and hard times that women wouldn't even understand like the pressures and the responsibilities that come with being a man, especially
Hmm.
if you want to be a good man. Because let's get it straight. There's a man and then there's a good man. So especially if you're doing your best to be a good man and do what needs to be done to make sure that there can never be something wrong that goes on as far as like I said earlier, bills and things when it comes to economic, not even not just economical, but as far as emotional. You need to be strong and be able to hold everybody while they cry while not crying yourself. You can't be a soft rock. You know what I'm saying? You need to make sure you have your head up high, your chest out. You know, even if you're crying inside and you're broken down inside, you can never let it show because you can't have a weak leader. You can't have a weak captain.
Can't.
You know that there has to be some sort of control, especially when it comes to controlling your emotions,
Hmm.
controlling how you react to certain things. How other people's energies and words could affect you. It's all about cause and effect. You choose to act a certain way towards a certain situation, or you could choose not to. You just have to play out the scenario in your head and think carefully before you respond. I feel like that's a great
That's
little point.
important. That's very important as well, is that control that a man needs to have, because it's easy to let your emotions take dictate your actions. It's easy to just you know get angry and like be upset and like make these rash decisions. It's so easy. It's so easy. But what's really difficult is having that poise, having that structure, having that control within yourself, right? Because there are going to be things, like, we're human. There are going to be things that bother us. There are going to be things that happen to us. We're going to see things and experience things that may be that may be traumatic.
Hmm.
And but at the same in the same breath, we cannot falter. You know what I'm saying? Like we cannot falter. And like, I think a lot of times when I think about that control, man, I think about a samurai. I always go back to like the samurai, dude. I
Uh,
grew up watching like Samurai Jack and Afro Samurai, and just watching all these samurai shows and stuff, and just seeing like the philosophy of the samurai. And it's like these warriors that were pretty much bred to kill, and they're bred to, like, be ruthless, so calm, so poised, so, like, doesn't draw his blade until he needs to protect something, or he needs to, like, defend his life or something like that. So um I believe that's very, very true when it comes to just manhood, being a man, fatherhood, and being a husband too as well. We can't be so quick to let that emotion dictate what our decisions are going to be, or else we're not going to be making decisions in ration and logic. We're just going to be
yeah,
making decisions based off of emotion, and no good leader makes decisions based off of emotion, right? and
yeah,
and you
man.
and you want to show your kids that you can do that, that you want to show your kids that you can maintain that control. And like, oh, but before I'll let you give your take. I remember, and this just goes back to like your kids seeing you as like this person that can do almost anything, right? And like they might see something happen, or like something might happen to like the car or something like that, and you're just like super calm about it. You fix the solution, you move on, and like your kids are just watching, like, man, my dad can just handle anything, right? And I remember I was talking about this in one of the last episodes when I was with my brothers, and I remember as a little kid, I was like racing my dad, like I was trying to run to my room, and I told my dad, like, I bet I can get to my room and before you can catch me. And he was like, all right, go ahead. And I was a little kid at the time, but like I was thinking, like, yo, I'm fast. Like, I'm so fast. Like, you can't catch me. You too slow. Like, you
And
too
he said,
big. You
"Yee."
can't get me. Like, dude, I took off running, bro. I took like 3 steps, and then, bro, his hand was like, yeah, like, got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then in that moment, I was like, wow, my dad's so strong and so fast and so powerful. Like, he's like, just like, he's so like, and like growing up with my dad, I think I've seen my dad like physically cry maybe 3 times. And not saying that, obviously men are gonna cry, and at the times you're gonna some moments you're gonna have to cry, right? But what I'm trying to say is that that just testifies to his poise when it comes to just certain situations, because our family's been through very stressful situations, and if we didn't go through stressful situations, it was because he maintained such strong character during those hard times that we didn't feel that pressure, that we
Hmm.
didn't feel, we didn't feel that scarcity and lack.
You didn't
He
even know the world was falling down
we didn't even
because he,
know.
he
We
he
didn't
was
even
holding
know.
it up. You didn't even know.
And that and that
So
and
yeah,
that definitely goes to show, like, just, it shows a lot. That's a lot. And it takes a real man, like a man's man, to be able to do that in that situation. And unfortunately, we do have a lot of men out here that that can't do that and won't do it. We do it is out there. So but yeah, any final thoughts? I'm gonna wrap the show up here in a couple minutes. It's been a great episode, man. I really appreciate you coming on, man. It's honestly
thank
been
you.
really good. Like one of the better episodes, just as good as the one. I mean, Justin was supposed to come in, but I think he's just getting off of work, so it's okay. We'll
Oh,
have
work,
another
yeah.
episode with him another time. But this has been a great episode. You got any like final thoughts? Anything you want to tell somebody? Something that somebody might want to know, or an advice? Being a father, taking care of your kids, or anything of that nature.
Yeah. Just like the samurai mindset, it's good. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than it is to be a gardener in a war. You have to make sure you have every tool available for any outcome right under your belt. So whether that's taking care of a flower or slicing down an enemy, you need to be have you need to make sure you have the skills to do both and effectively and efficiently. Um, I know in the last video, I know there was something about percentages, how North America has like,
Oh
I
yeah,
think it
yeah,
was like 20% fatherless homes
yeah. We're
and
we're
things
we're
like
dying.
that.
We're dying out here.
Listen, man, if you get a woman pregnant, whether you want to be in a relationship with her or not is uh, it has nothing to do with the child being born. If you know for a fact that that child is yours, whether it may be a DNA test or you just trust the person or whatever it is, whether you're in that child's life every day or not, make it a point to still be in that child's life. When it comes to my son, my firstborn, uh, I'm only there on the weekends as far as legal reasons, but there's been times where his mother hasn't been able to take care of him for XYZ, and I've had him for months at a time, because that's my son and I'll do anything for my son, even though me and his mother aren't in a relationship or whatever. Um, just take care of what's yours, whether it was a fucking a one night stand or a bad ending relationship, that has nothing to do with the child. You need to make sure you're always there for your child could always call you, your child could always depend on you. You just got to step up when you once the child is born, whether you like it or not, you become a father. it's
It's a
it's
title.
it is what it is. You could either be an active father or an inactive father, but you are still going to be a father at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So do your best to not to not let anything else affect what you should do for your child. It's not the child's fault it was brought into this world. It was biology. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just feel like just being active and just letting know that little person, that little soul, that little thing, know that you're there. I feel like that goes a long way. Especially like I said, not having a father growing up. I did not have a father because like he passed away or anything. He was just an inactive father. He would have times where he wanted to be a father and he would see me, a few weekends at a time, and then he would not see me for a few years at a time. So I feel like it's very important to just be there. always be there, because you never know what your child is going through, and it may just be something small for you, but something you may say or do for that child can make a huge impact in their life. And that's, what I'm saying, that's the world right there, just like baby Hitler, you know what I'm saying?
Who?
So Hitler, who knows, was his dad in his life or not? I don't know,
Oh,
it may have been different, you
it could it
know.
could could have been different. I mean, who
Just
knows? Who knows?
any little thing. And never stop learning, especially as a man. Make sure you're always gaining wisdom, always gaining knowledge, whether it be from a book, whether it be from a conversation with another individual who's had experiences in life. Make sure you're always learning. You're never at an age or at a point in life where you know it all. That's never gonna be possible for anybody in existence, So always take in what other people say with a salt of grain, and just stay positive and keep moving. Life is hard, but it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be a challenge. It's supposed to be goals that we need to achieve. You set goals, you set a date, and you achieve it. And you fail or you succeed, it's all on you. So make sure you succeed every day. Make sure you stay positive every day. Make sure you get in that gym, get some
Oh yes.
exercise in,
Oh
get that
yes.
blood flowing.
You need that.
Mental health starts with physical, and if you don't have a good mental, you're not gonna be good in anything in life. So
Yeah, man. Well,
those are my takes, man. Real dad out here.
there there you have it, people, man. Now you see why, why I choose to keep my friends in my life, the people that I've grown up with. We've been through a lot together. There we go. There's little Nazanin.
Yeah,
Yo, she looks so big, bro. Like, you sure she's only one? She said 15 months?
15 months, bro. But she's
Man,
built different.
she built different. That's so dope,
Say
man.
hi. No hi. That's okay.
Well, there you have it, people. My friend, one of my best compadres, a guy that I hold very near and dear to myself, and I hold to the highest of standards. And I'm very proud of that he's doing his thing. And I'm glad that I was able to have him on this episode. And we'll do more in the future. Justin wasn't able to join today. It's all right. We'll do another episode with Justin. But anyways, that was it. That was Father's Talk, episode 4. I hope you guys
Episode
enjoyed
4.
it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe, like the video, give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you enjoyed the content. Drop a comment below. Tell me if you agree or disagree with anything that we said. You know what I'm saying? I want to get more discussion, more debate. I may bring on different fathers. I want to bring on different fathers from different cultures. I want to talk to Indian fathers. I want to talk to African fathers. I want to talk to Asian fathers. I want to talk to men around the world who have, been in the situation and what they have to say and things like that. I want to talk to old and young fathers as well. So we're gonna have a lot of cool things happening in this channel later on. But for now, this is what's gonna be. And I'm really proud that I'm able to start this and put this together and have people like Moose, Christian, or the Wise. Call him what you want, but you know what I'm saying? That's my dog. So I really appreciate it for having him on. And signing out, man. That was Father's Talk. Yasuke Fitness over here. If you're looking for training, if you're looking to lose some weight, if you're looking to gain some muscle, go ahead and shoot me a DM on Instagram. That's where you can find me, or go to hiddenmusclefit.com. That's my website. Go ahead and go there if you want to go fit, if you want to get right. You want to plug him in with anything? You have any business or anything that you're running? I know your wife does nails or makeup. You want to plug it? You want to
Yeah,
plug
this
that
ain't
in
about
there?
her right now. This is about the
All right.
fathers,
This is
man.
about the
She
fathers,
got her
man.
own
What am I
platform.
saying? It's about the
It's
fathers. I'm just playing.
yeah.
God bless your wife, man. You guys are a beautiful couple. And that's it, man. Signing out. That's Father's Talk. We out of here. Peace.
Last one.